Hey everybody,
Hi, everybody.
this is beginning number 7.
Yeah.
So we wanted to take some time tonight and speak specifically to those of you who are couples adjusting to life in lockdown.
Yeah.
And I've spent a fair bit of time over the last couple of weeks on the phone and in conversation with married couples and individuals who've really been struggling to adjust to what family and relationships look like in this whole new crazy normal that we are living through right now. And so I guess maybe it'd be helpful to think about what our situation is here for us, because we very much are in that category of people adjusting to life in lockdown.
Yeah.
And that's had some fireworks and it's had some fun.
Yeah.
And it's definitely not all been plain sailing. And so if you are maybe finding yourself watching this, or you're married, or you've found the last few weeks particularly hard, I guess the first thing we want you to know is I would be shocked if there's a couple out there that haven't found some aspect of this adjustment difficult.
Yeah.
And the reality is everything has changed, and in lots of ways nothing has changed in terms of our relationships.
Yeah.
And so the circumstances and what we're being asked to do and how we're having to relate and manage and all that sort of stuff, particularly for those of us who've now become sort of full-time stay-at-home workers, and those who have full-time stay-at-home families who are being homeschooled.
Yeah.
It's a hugely challenging situation, and so I hope if you're on that boat that you're not feeling hugely discouraged. You're not on your own, and we're all trying to figure this out together. And so that's really why we wanted to kind of...
Yeah, we want to hop on here and encourage you. I know that we're sometimes encouraged by seeing that we're not on our own and we're not the only ones. So do we want to outline our day, like what it looks like currently?
Well,
waking to sleeping.
So you'll get an idea that we haven't scripted this.
No,
we just thought we would...
This is real. It's not clean back here. A kid may come in and interrupt. This is not scripted, so this is us uncut.
So we want to, I guess, give a few things that we've found helpful.
Yeah.
And like I said, we are proper explorers at the minute, trying to figure out what's working for our family, what's not working, and all those types of things. Just to maybe give you an idea, there's 5 of us living in a 3-bedroom house with 1 shared living room, and my daughter, she leaves her bedroom in the morning and I move in there. That's my office, that's where I'm working, and Dana's homeschooling out here in the kitchen, and her bedroom's just on the other side of that wall.
Not my bedroom. No, daughter's bedroom.
Yes, that's right. So it's not what you'd call an ideal situation, although like it is working.
Yes.
Most of the time.
We have found a rhythm to build from. And part of that probably has a lot to do with homeschooling, actually, that Monday through Friday, there's something the kids need to accomplish. And so we spend morning time to lunchtime. I school them, and we do literacy. We do some form of exercise, and we do maths. And if we can accomplish that, they're done for the day no matter what time they finish.
So kind of one of the things we found that's really working for us and helping ease some of the pressure and stress is a routine.
Yeah. And
I know that there are individuals and families out there that are like routine crazy, like everything is routine. And then there are some of us who kind of struggle in a rigid routine. That would be me. And I guess what I've found is that in times like this, family routine is essential. And it really has helped us from time the day starts to what we do through breakfast to when I go to work. And I find it really helpful just for everybody that whenever I go to work, I come and say goodbye to everybody like I would if I was leaving the house. So I come and say to everybody, Daddy's going to work and I'll see you later. And that's everybody, just like I would if I was actually getting in the car and going somewhere else, or if I was staying home and they were going off to school. There is like a moment where the day kind of begins, and that's for me and for them. And so the first thing we really want to encourage you with is that you are thinking carefully about your routine, and we've got maybe, I don't know if this is going to work or not, but like over here.
No, that's the window.
There we go. So
That's the chalkboard that we made. And do you know what's really amazing about a routine? It's about expectation. So it doesn't even have to be timed. Like at 11:52, we do this. It's just these are the things we definitely need to accomplish today in the order that we normally do them. And I always in the back of my head have extra wee things. If there's a lull, if there is a time where people are getting crazy, quiet and exciting activities that we can sort of do just in the back of my head. We hardly ever get to all of them. But having that knowing what I'm going to expect out of my day is a lifesaver for me with children, to be quite honest with you.
One of the other things, which really was a piece of advice we were given whenever we were expecting Noah, our first child, a good friend who we really respect and is much older than us said, look, whenever the baby arrives, just suspend any major decisions about the state of your marriage for 3 months, 6 months, depending on how things kind of go. When we had the twins, we're maybe
double that time.
We're still in that.
No, but it's that idea that like you're really stressed. You've been fighting a lot. You've been bickering a lot. You've been getting on each other's nerves a lot. And you want to sometimes use that time to have a state of the relationship talk. Like, this isn't working. I don't know what to do with you. And this is the state of who we are. Whereas we've realized post having babies and kind of finding ourselves in this situation where, financially things are all up in the air because I'm self-employed. The kids are with us all the time, all day. We're within arm's reach of each other all day. It's not a good time really to try and assess and read the state of the relationship. Those are moments of sort of crisis moments, we would call them. And as an island, as a community, we are living in a crisis moment. And as a family, we are living in a crisis moment. And it's okay to sort of not feel like we have to come to decisions about is our family not doing this well? Why are we not functioning well? But to give ourselves a lot of room and a lot of space to try to adjust to this new normal kind of thing.
I guess it's times like these where people want to make certain things mean certain things. So this behavior means that, or when, and like as far as possible, we've been really trying to just not make things mean things, if that makes sense. That we understand that this is a really unusual time. I'll be really honest. I'm just a bit more edgy with the kids because I'm trying to work and they're really loud. And ordinarily, I try to be really kind of careful around that. And but it's just hard, and we're talking to the kids about that, we're talking to each other about that, but this isn't the time for that. How I'm getting cross with the kids about them being loud, this isn't the time for us to really debrief that loads and make that a really big thing, because we're all trying to do a hard thing together, and we're definitely not getting it right every day. And so we just want to encourage you to give each other space. And one of the things that people say all the time about this is like, you need to have lots of grace for each other. And once that's true, what does that really mean? What does that look like? How do you actually do that? And for us, what it looks like to give each other grace is we don't have to process every bad decision that was made during the day.
Yeah.
And we don't have to have an argument about every bad decision that was made during the day. We both know there are things that we're doing on a daily basis that
we want to do better.
Yeah, and aren't ideal, but it's not an ideal situation or scenario. And so it's really, really important that you don't come to conclusions about new things that are appearing in your marriage or your relationship right now that are actually because of the circumstances rather than because of your relationship.
And one last thing, sort of off of the back of that, is this idea that now more than ever, we need to be really front-footed when asking or needing help. We need to know when we need help in our relationships, in our family, and we need to be proactive about asking for that. There comes a moment where these kind of conversations, and you'll know it if you're there, where you need to talk to someone, where it's not just normal bickering, it's not just normal falling out, it's not just the normal stress of what we're all going through, but you need help. Don't hesitate to ask. There is no shame in that. There's no embarrassment in that. Andrew and I have had to ask friends and family for help throughout our marriage. We've been married for 11 years. We've had to know when we needed some support and so someone to come alongside of us and help us walk through that. And if you need that, is there an email address?
No. So what I was just going to say on that is, how do you know, right? Like, how do you know? Is this just, are things just hard? Do we need help? What should we do if we do? All those kinds of questions. They're really practical questions. We have kind of a way of making decisions, or when we're assessing risk, particularly whenever I'm in the mountains, that I say if there's any doubt, then there's no doubt. So if I'm feeling in any way doubtful about a decision, then that's the decision made for me. I'm not going to make that decision. If you're finding yourself thinking, do I need help? Should I talk to somebody? Talk to somebody. That is the sign that you should. That's not the sign that your marriage is falling apart, your relationship's over, you need professional counselling. If you're finding a little thought wander through your head, wonder, could we do with some help? That is the moment you need to seek help. I cannot tell you the number of marriages that I get involved in that are not in a good place, that I wish had made the phone call or got in contact with me sooner. That is the most consistent thing I see whenever I'm engaging couples around this is, goodness me, why didn't you come sooner? And so at the very least, you should, if you're part of our community, have my email address, andy@laganvalleyvineyard.com. Just email me. We'd love, Dana and I, love a FaceTime with you and your partner. And that doesn't mean there's like intervention and there's like you're failing. We just need help and we need each other. And so I just really want to say, as strongly as I possibly can, if you're wondering in any way right now if it would be helpful to actually talk to somebody, then just give us a shout and we'd love to just talk. And who knows, maybe it could just be fun. You might surprise yourself that actually things aren't that bad. And, you know, having somebody to talk that through and help you see that is part of the kind of process. But we want you to know that we are praying for you all, and we want to salute what you're trying to do and honor your efforts. This is not an easy thing that we're all trying to engage in, and readjusting our families to being with each other 24 hours a day. And we want you to know we're praying for you and that we love you. And if we can help in any way, we would really love to. So be blessed. Enjoy the adventure. There is so much fun to be found in new decisions, new habits, and new rhythms as family. And I'm looking forward to hearing some of those stories as well. God bless.
All right, guys. Bye.